Let's see what this SVD could do. 19.7 million, what? So today, guys, we're gonna be showing you a build that I am falling in love with. Now, I was waiting to get this gun unlocked. I wasn't lucky enough to get it from an exotic cache, so I finally did. And when I tell you guys, I unlocked one of the funnest guns to use in the game. It is a lot of fun. And this gun, if you land your shots, it will delete enemies. Now, it's something different than running the ARs and LMG builds that a lot of us have been running. But if you are looking for a marksman rifle that fires like an SVD, because that's what this weapon is, but it is the exotic, the DREAD EDICT, you guys are going to love this build. Now, when you first use this weapon, you will know there is a ton of recoil, but this build is built for that, and a lot of you guys will definitely understand why I built the way I did once you see the build. And look, this build has no trouble even with those named bosses. As you can see right here, we just literally delete him, and that's what I'm talking about. Let's get into the build. For the build, we are running the new marksman rifle, the DREAD EDICT, and I'm gonna tell you, this thing is a powerhouse. Now, I'm on console, guys, so I'm gonna tell you guys this one is a little bit harder to control, but it definitely is doable if you guys pair it with the right build. Now, on my build, this has 404,000 damage with 260 RPM with a 10th round mag. Now, it has marksman rifle, headshot damage, and damage to targets out of cover, which I don't have fully maxed out, and I plan on doing that. Now, why this weapon is very impressive is because it has a talent called full stop. Shooting enemy builds a stack to cap of 20. Headshots grant 2 stacks. Each stack grants 2% weapon damage and 5% headshot damage on reload. Clear all stacks and gain 5% of your max armor as temporary armor for 10 seconds for each stack removed. Headshot kills with DREAD EDICT restore all bullets in the magazine. This does not count as a reload. So obviously you do want to try to get more of those headshot kills, because if you can get that weapon damage and headshot damage stacked, you're gonna get a lot of damage. But the extra bonus armor allows you to keep some of your talents procced, and I'll explain that in a second. Now, it does have a rail that gives you 40% headshot damage. It also has a magazine slot that gives you 15% weapon handling, and it gives you 10% stability on the underbarrel, and then 10% critical hit chance on the muzzle. So a couple things to help with the recoil on this, and if you just try to use it without putting anything on your build, it might be a little bit tough, especially if you're on console. Now, I have 726,000 armor with 333,000 health. So I decided with this build, I tried a couple different ways, and I actually like the aces and eights 4-piece versus just running a 3-piece. Obviously, the 2-piece gives you that 15% marksman rifle damage, the 3-piece gives you that 30% headshot damage, but the 4-piece, after 5 cards are flipped, the damage of your next shot is amplified by 30%. The more shots enhanced, the better the hand revealed. So if you get 4 of a kind, that's 4 shots of 30% amplified damage. If you get a full house, that's 3 shots. If you get aces and eights, that's 2 shots. And then you flip an additional card on headshots. So obviously, if you can get those aces and eights, the dead handing procced, you can get a lot more damage out of it. Now, I do have weapon damage and headshot damage on here, and the mod is also headshot damage. Now, like I said, you could run something else if you want. You might be able to run an extra Providence piece. You can run another Raldi piece. It really just depends on what you're going for on the build. I decided the aces and eights would probably be better for my playstyle, but I think an Araldi could be a good substitute there too. Now, for the chest, I went with the Providence chest. The 1-piece does gives me that 15% headshot damage. So we have weapon damage, headshot damage, we have critical hit damage, and then we have a headshot damage mod, and then we have braced. I feel like once you put braced on this build, this is where this weapon actually becomes a lot more stable, while in cover weapon handling is increased by 45%. Now, if you feel like you are a master at controlling recoil, well, you can take that off and run a lot of different talents. Obviously, it currently doesn't work with focus, and I think focus will actually be one of the better talents to put on this once it does work. But at the moment, it doesn't work, but this is an 8-time scope or higher, so it should work. But right now, it doesn't, so we'll see if they update that in the near future. At the moment, a lot of people are running either Headhunter or they're running Brace because of the recoil. Now, for our second piece of aces and eights, we are running weapon damage and headshot damage on the attribute. For the knee pads, we have weapon damage, headshot damage. For the gloves, we have weapon damage, headshot damage. And then for the backpack, we have our one piece, our Raldi that gives us that 10% marksman rifle damage. We have weapon damage, headshot damage, critical chance, and a headshot damage mod. And then on this one, I have vigilance, increased total weapon damage by 25%, taking damage disables this buff for 4 seconds. Now I will tell you guys, vigilance actually works good with bonus armor, because if you take damage when you have bonus armor, for some reason vigilance does not come off. And I don't know how long I've been doing videos, but I've never really even paid attention to that. And I guess I don't run vigilance in a group that often, so when I have bonus armor, it's near to none. But yeah, if you have bonus armor and you get hit, vigilance will stay procced. It's kind of weird how it works, but I've tried it multiple times. You see it in the video. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how that all works. But yeah, so that is actually a great talent for this, because remember, the Dread Edict gives you that bonus armor when you do hit that reload. So that's what's actually really good about it. And if you guys have been looking for something like this, this would definitely be something you want to check out. So for the skills, I am running the decoy, and I think this is great for sniper builds because you throw it out there, the enemies focus on that, and then that way you can keep shooting. And then I also run the scanner pulse just so I can see where all the enemies are, and then just go from one enemy to another. And I think that's going to be the better bet for you. So pulse and decoy are my go-to, especially with marksman rifle builds. So for the stats, we have 404,000 weapon damage. You saw that. We have 25,000 crit chance, 57% crit damage, 312% headshot damage, and that's where a lot of our damage is coming from, and that's why we hit so hard with this build. And for the specialization, we are running the sharpshooter specialization for one in the head that gives us 15% increased headshot damage with rifles and marksman rifles. And then also there's one that gives us 15% weapon stability, reduced recoil, and faster reacquisition of targets, breath control. So those are the two talents that you really want on a marksman rifle build. And I will tell you, the more you get used to this weapon, the more you will end up liking it. At first, I was unsure about it. Even in the PTS, it felt a little bit strong on the recoil side, but if you take your time, and sometimes if you just learn to not spam it as much as you want to, because it is an SVD, and you know, with SVDs we love to spam, but if you just hold the trigger a little bit, you will learn to love this a lot better. Controlling the recoil is key with this, and once you can figure it out, whether you're on console or on PC, you will 100% like it. And I'm telling you guys, I've had a ton of fun playing with this one. So let me know, have you guys gotten the Dread Edict? Have you guys played with it at all? And if you guys have, what kind of build have you put around it? So far, I think Brace works really good, at least on the console side. And I really feel even on the mouse and keyboard side, it will help you guys control this if you guys are having any trouble controlling the recoil on this one. I think the way I have this one set up, a lot of you guys will actually enjoy it. We're gonna wrap up the video here, guys. I appreciate the support, appreciate the love. If you guys enjoyed the video, found it useful, leave a thumbs up. If you guys want to see something in particular, or if you guys have any questions, use the comment section down below. I will see you guys in the next one, but until then, hey, nothing but skills out. Take it easy, everybody.